Today, I'm going to talk about Contrarian Personality. Have you ever met someone who always argues no matter what you say? You tell them you're stressed, they say they're more stressed. You say, I don't like coffee. They snap back, that's because you've never had good coffee. Even when they agree with you, they somehow say it in the most disagreeable way. This is what psychology calls a contrarian personality, or defensive listener. They're not trying to understand, they're scanning for flaws, ready to strike. Why? Because disagreement makes them feel in control. They grew up needing to be right, just to feel safe. Maybe in a home where being wrong meant being punished. So now, arguing isn't about the topic. It's about protecting their fragile self-worth. They see the world in black or white. If you disagree, you're not just wrong, you're rejecting them. So how do you deal with someone like this? First, don't fight back. You'll never win. Just nod and move on. Sure, you're right. Second, set gentle boundaries. Say, let's talk later, before it turns into a fight. Finally, and don't waste energy over-explaining. You don't need to win every conversation to prove your worth. Their need to argue is their battle, not yours. Protect your peace. You deserve calm, respectful conversations. And no, you're not too sensitive. You're just tired of being dragged into a fight that was never about you. Today, I'm going to talk about the fear of greatness. Every time I encounter a great work of art, for a brief moment, I glimpse the potential within myself, a fearless courage to face life head-on. But then my focus begins to fade. A sudden ache in the body, a small failure, and a strange fear quietly returns. That's when I realize the resistance inside me never truly left. When we break through illusions and face the truth of existence, we're hit with a double shock: awe at the beauty of life, and terror at how small we really are. Krishnamurti called this the Jonah complex, an allergic reaction to greatness. He said, fear comes from thought, the same thought that protects us from the world's cruelty. Thought always seeks certainty. But the future doesn't fit into the patterns of the past. Still, the mind tries, predicting tomorrow based on yesterday, recreating joy by repeating old conditions. But fear never leaves. Because deep down, we know the past is no map for the future. The mind tells us the world is fixed, that who we are is already decided. And when we finally see that the future can't be controlled, fear takes over. But here's the radical truth. That fear is the sign you're fully alive. When we stop covering the present with fantasies of tomorrow, the fear begins to dissolve. Krishnamurti wrote, "To understand death is to live without fear. Not physical death, but the end of our obsession with the future. And like the phantom pain of a lost limb, one day we may find that a life with no tomorrow is what makes every moment as full as the birth of the universe." Still up at 2 a.m. scrolling until your eyes burn? It's not just bad habits, it's emotional exhaustion. You spend all day giving your time to everyone else, school, work, people. By the time you're finally alone, it's already midnight. And even if you're just doom scrolling, it feels like freedom. But once you put the phone down, boom, anxiety. You spiral into regrets, what ifs, and panic about tomorrow. This isn't just insomnia, it's your brain rebelling because your emotional needs weren't met. Psychologists call it revenge bedtime procrastination, delaying sleep to feel in control. You don't need more willpower, you need more self-understanding. Stop forcing sleep. Start listening to what you're avoiding. Give yourself space. Give yourself kindness. That's where real rest begins. What's happening to me? That's the question looping in your head, every minute, every second. When you are in a low, there's nothing you want. No future you're excited to chase, just time ticking by, reminding you of how far you've drifted from who you used to be. The world keeps pushing forward, But you pull back, deeper into your shell. Sleep becomes your escape. Little distractions become your lifeline. Not because they bring joy, but because they let you forget. Forget the weight. Forget yourself. Ever notice how the things people attack you for are often what they hate most in themselves? That girl who calls you too much, she's scared of her own emotions. That guy who mocks your looks, he's insecure about his own. It's called projection. People throw their inner shame, fear, and pain onto you so they don't have to face it themselves. It's not about you. It never was. It's just their baggage leaking out. Next time someone criticizes you out of nowhere, don't shrink. See them clearly and walk away with your peace intact. Yeah, me too. Sometimes those fantasies feel better than real life. They're like free painkillers, easy to access, instantly soothing. But here's the truth. If you're always escaping into your imagination, it might be more than zoning out. It could be maladaptive daydreaming, a real psychological coping mechanism. We build fantasy worlds because real life feels too painful, too lonely, too out of control. Maybe you grew up feeling ignored, judged, or never truly seen. So now you create stories where you finally feel safe, powerful, wanted. But the more perfect the fantasy, the harsher reality feels. And slowly, we lose touch. Here's how to break this cycle. Turn fantasy into action. Use those dreams as blueprints. Break them down into small, real-world goals. Get around people who make you feel seen, not judged. Practice sharing your real emotions. No filters, no scripts. Your imagination is beautiful, but your real life deserves love too. And the more you engage with the present, the less you'll need to escape it. You're not too sensitive. You're just ready to come home to yourself. Ever feel like your biggest enemy is your own mind? You want to start anything, but your brain floods with questions. What if I fail? Will they judge me? Am I even good enough? So you wait. You overthink. And slowly, the spark fades. You rehearse every conversation in your head before it happens. Water down your words, soften your tone, just to avoid being misunderstood. You're not living. You're managing perceptions. Then come the thoughts that never shut up. Embarrassing memories, worst-case scenarios, a voice that whispers, "You're the problem. You're not enough." That's not reality. It's mental exhaustion. You're stuck in a fight with yourself, trying to win a war no one else can see. But hear this. You don't have to silence a noise all at once. Just shift your focus. Do one small thing you can control. Stand up. Drink water. Send the text. Prove to your brain you're still here, still moving. You're not broken. You're just tired of carrying everything alone. You deserve to rest without guilt, and you deserve to come back. One quiet